Well, but a complaint and a charge, what's the difference?
Well, a charge is, like I said, when somebody wants to charge you with something, you just, wait a second. You want to charge me with that criminal complaint? Yeah, well, I can't accept that charge until I've been criminally indicted before a grand jury. And you're like, what? So I'm not bearing that burden of that charge. You hold on to that charge into your back pocket until the jury comes down with an indictment, and then the jury places that burden, that charge upon my shoulders. Until then, you hold that charge. I'm not accepting that charge at this time, because you'll always see the judge say, come forward and sign this thing. And you're signing it, and then you just said to the judge, like a $50,000 bail, $5,000 bail, sign this piece of paper. You're taking the burden of that charge on. So like I said, I remember this one lady, she just got stopped in a car, and she had one pill in a medicine bottle, but it had no white wrapper around the medicine jar. So the cop said that, hey, this is a prescription pill, this is a prescription drug bottle, but you had no paperwork on here, and they charged her with a felony for, like, having a non-prescription drug as, like, some sort of felony. And I said to the lady, I said, well, what did the grand jury have to say? And she said, what grand jury? I said, you didn't just accept the charges without demanding that you had the right to go before the grand jury to have the indictment passed down upon you. She said, well, no, they just took me in court, and they gave me like a $50 appearance ticket, or left me on my own cognizance, a $50 fine, and I said, to come back to deal with a felony charge. I said, baloney. I said, I wouldn't accept any charges until it comes down from the grand jury. I said, do you realize if everybody demanded that the grand jury comes down with the felony indictment against you, I said, do you realize how clogged up the court system would be? Nobody would be charged with a felony anymore. Everybody would be charged with misdemeanors. But if they want to charge you with a felony, you have the right to say, whoa, I can't accept that charge at this time. I want a grand jury to indict me. I'm not answering this felony until I'm indicted.
Now, a grand jury is going to be their hand-picked 12 people, right?
No. The grand jury is, well, supposed to be 25, but in most states it's 23. So when they're coming down with an indictment, a criminal complaint, you also present your claim to the grand jury. You file a claim with the grand jury at the same time. You say to the grand jury, oh, good, we're going to hear this criminal complaint against me? Good. Now, at the same time, you're going to hear my claim against them, that they interfere with my right to travel, or they took my pill, or they took my bottle, and they have no right to take my bottle. I didn't give them any administrative capacity over my property. That pill was my property. That junk was my property. It was in my possession. It was in my control. They have no rights. I have rights. They have duties, privileges, and obligations. I have rights. See, it's just a play on words. That's all this stuff is all the time, is that common law, man has rights, and our property can't be interfered with unless we give another man consent. And all the state governments can do is file complaints, and all they could do is they have a privilege to do something. So man always trumps. Man always trumps in this country. If we were in France, all the stuff I just gave you could be totally ignored by their courts. But we live in America, so we trump over every single thing that the government does. Everything. Taxes, tax code, everything.